The Mississippi State Bulldogs took host to the second-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide in front of a record-breaking crowd of 58,687. Coming out onto the field in black jerseys, the Bulldogs, under first-year head coach Dan Mullen, saw their first and longest offensive drive end on the Alabama 12-yard line when Mark Barron intercepted his first of two passes of the day. Following the interception, the Tide marched down 25 yards until the quarter ended with a 0-0 score. Early in the second quarter, junior quarterback Greg McElroy found a wide-open Darius Hanks for a 45-yard touchdown pass. McElroy, who coming into the game was heavily criticized, had a stellar performance, going 13 for 19, 192 yards, 0 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns, both for over 40 yards. McElroy spoke of his performance after the game, saying, "Our offense is 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but we have the ability to make big plays. And big plays did the Crimson Tide make, including a 70-yard rushing touchdown by Heisman hopeful Mark Ingram, who finished the day off with 2 touchdowns, 149 yards. Everyone thinks I'm just a power back," Ingram said after the game, "but I've got speed too." Mark Ingram, or Ingy, as his Heisman music video on YouTube calls him, is first in ESPN and Sports Illustrated Heisman poll. On the defensive side of the ball, the Tide had a great game, with Mark Barron recording 2 of the 3 total interceptions, and Marquise Johnson adding his 14th, 15th, and 16th deflected passes, leading the category in the Southeastern Conference. The Tide held the Bulldogs to 212 yards, and their star running back Dixon to 89 yards, marking the 30th game in a row the Tide have held a running back under 100 yards. Hard-to-please head coach Nick Saban said that he still has flaws in his team's performance, but overall they did a good job. These flaws, most likely coming in special teams, which has haunted the Tide all year, allowed Chad Bumpus to return a kick 90 yards for a touchdown before it was called back, and showed that he stepped out of bounds when he ran for 66 yards. Chad then returned again for another kickoff and ran it 74 yards deep. This is something Nick Saban calls unacceptable and is something he thought the team fixed. Mississippi State's lone score came on a 35-yard field goal by Derek DePasta, who also missed a field goal earlier in the game. Following the field goal, the Tide topped off the Bulldogs with 2 more touchdowns, including a 48-yard touchdown pass from Greg McElroy to Julio Jones. The Tide won the game 31-3 and improved their record to 10-0, the second time in 2 seasons and the first time since 1973 and 1974 the Crimson Tide have gone back-to-back 10-0 seasons. The Tide have an easy matchup against University of Tennessee Chattanooga this Saturday in Tuscaloosa. Then will travel to Auburn to face in-state rival Auburn. Following that, the regular season will be over, and the Tide will once again travel to Atlanta, where they will meet #1 ranked Florida for the SEC Championship, where the winner will most likely advance to Pasadena for the National Championship. In Starkville, I'm Jordan Eichenblatt, touchdown, Alabama.